I will go ahead and call the regular select board meeting for the town of Essex to order for Monday, November 3rd. A reminder for those in the room, please make sure to silence your phones. For those online, please keep your microphones muted until recognized by the chair. First up is agenda additions or changes. Is there anything from staff?
No changes from staff.
Anything from the board? Okay, seeing none, we'll move along. There's no need to approve the agenda. Next up is public to be heard. Public to be heard is a time when members of the public can address the select board. A few ground rules that we've been reading lately. Please be civil, please be brief. As a general rule, if comments are longer than a few minutes, this typically represents a need to have a deeper conversation, either via email, meeting, or requesting to be added to a future agenda. Please keep this in mind as you're speaking. Reminder to keep your cell phone silenced. Please refrain from side conversations. Please be respectful of staff and those who are speaking. And when called on by the chair, please state your name and residence for the record. If you are in the room, you can raise your physical hand. If you're online, you can raise your virtual hand by clicking the reactions button in the lower middle of your screen. From there, you will have the option to raise your hand. So if you would like to speak and address the board, you can raise your physical hand, your virtual hand, as I just stated. Betsy, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Tracy. I had to find my microphone. I know it's a rotten little thing. I have a question. Last time we were talking about the Tanglewood issue with the speeders and what they were going to do. Did we ever come to a conclusion about what was going to be the action for this? Were we going to put in permanent speed bumps? And when? I didn't see anything in the packet about it.
Was in the minutes, the select board did want to see an updated, I don't think it was a full ordinance, but a response from Public Works around traffic calming measures and when they would be appropriate based on factors in the community. We did indicate that we were supportive of what the board discussed in past, I believe it was in 2019. In the interim, it was the expectation that to decide on placement and to sort of give it a go, those temporary speed bumps would be placed after the winter months. Since they are temporary, they can't be on the road during plowing season. And I believe that there was going to be some attempt at some public outreach. And I see that Greg has the minutes up there. Did I misstate anything or miss anything?
You captured it. I'd also add that the select board made it a high priority for Public Works to work with the police department to develop traffic calming measures and policies. The expectation is that that will happen this winter.
So nothing, I was just looking for some kind of action that was happening in the month between that meeting and this, that's all. And so there's not going to be outreach during the winter time before we get to the spring. So that way we're going to get going on it.
I don't think that there was any timeline placed around the public outreach, so that could be happening. And I believe that the board did discuss that happening between now and when those temporary speed bumps would be placed in the spring.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Any other public comment? Let's see. Ann Miller, I see that your hand is up.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I wanted you to know that the agenda doesn't appear to be, like, you can't load the agenda, so it's very hard to find the link to this meeting. It just spins and spins and spins. So that was one comment that I wanted to make. The other comment that I wanted to make is that I understand that the town is considering making some sort of deal with Amazon, settling with Amazon. And I have to say, like, I am really shocked that the town would not be honoring the decision that was made by its own development review board. it's not in keeping with the interests of the public and a public process to approve a settlement with Amazon when Amazon themselves failed to provide the information that the DRB requested. And they have obfuscated around that. But the point of the matter is that the town was not given the data needed to make an effective assessment, and they shouldn't be, the town, the select board, you all should not be making a settlement with Amazon. We know factually that those numbers are not accurate, and we're asking them to provide accurate numbers. I really encourage you. This is not the great rainbow and pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is, please, like, uphold your TRP. If you don't back up your commissions, then what's the point of them? You have to hold them up. Thank you.
And I normally do not speak on legal matters, nor does the board, but I will offer that the board has had no negotiation with Amazon, so I'm not sure where you're hearing that, but the board has not taken action on that item. So I would just urge you to, you know, double check your sources.
Okay, I will just say that I know that in the planning process for this hearing, which, you know, there's a court proceeding in environmental court, Superior Court, that the town's lawyers have been working with the applicant's lawyers and other lawyers to determine the schedule. And in the process of that planning process, it has come to light that the town's lawyers would like a settlement. And I want you to know that I, for one, am very opposed to this. I think it really undercuts the role of the hard work, very hard work that went on for months of the Development Review Board, and it doesn't honor the residents in the town.
Thanks, Anne. Continuing online, Lorraine.
Oh, I think Betsy was ahead of me.
Betsy already spoke, so if she has another comment, we'll loop back around to her after others have spoken.
Okay, great. Thank you. Also, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the link that I tried to get into, I couldn't get into this meeting. So that link that's on the select board page is just spinning and spinning. So I don't know how many people are actually being cut out of this meeting. I end up being able to get in because someone resent me the Zoom link to be able to get in, and the one that was resent to me worked. So I don't know if someone at your meeting now might want to try to get onto our town page and try to link from there and just make sure it's working, because that's a problem for this public meeting if people can't use that link to get in. And then also I would like to reiterate, in terms of checking our sources, if you guys could also check your sources with our town lawyer to see if there is a settlement in the offing, and if there is, I please do not support that. This is more than just traffic. There was many issues around this. And I would like to know that we are supporting our DRB from the staffing side. Thanks.
Real quick about the agenda, we are having some trouble with loading the packet. For anybody who can hear this and is paying attention online or watching on YouTube, if you go to the agendas and minutes page and open up the select board meeting, there is a spinning link. If you hover over the agenda, you can download the agenda and download the packet, and that will load and let people access the meeting. Apologize for the inconvenience.
Well, that doesn't help anyone who's not in the meeting though. So just, I'm not sure how to get that information out there. Thanks.
Yeah, I think, well, November 3rd. I'm just going to try it now.
There's also the option to go to the website, essexvt.gov/1069/Zoom-meetings. That'll take you to a select board page. It's also under the home page. Go to government, select board, and Zoom meetings, and there's a link there that's available.
Yeah, I think,
Website's not working at all.
yeah, what I'm kind of having a conundrum with is if our normal method to access the agenda through meetings and agendas, if folks can't access the warned hybrid meeting through that, we may be excluding folks due to our own technical issues. And I wouldn't want to exclude someone who's trying to join the meeting.
I tried the camera at the bottom, that did not work.
Bear with us for a moment, please. Yes.
It's not pulling up anything.
Forgive me for using my phone during the meeting. I'm just going to try that myself. And since it is for purposes of the meeting, it is allowable. You know, the QR code does work. It's faint, so there may be a focus issue. But again, you would need to have the agenda to get the QR code, which is also a conundrum. It's still spinning.
Yeah, I'm trying it in 2 different browsers and getting the same.
If we don't have we're relying on word of mouth to get the link to the Zoom meeting. I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but I'm not particularly comfortable with that. So I think we're setting ourselves up to a violation.
Agreed.
For open meeting law and all our stuff we recently going through with the handbook, I just don't think that's.
Yeah. If it's a technical issue accessing the hybrid meeting on our end.
We've also had a number of committees recently
Mhm.
canceled because of certain issues.
Yeah.
IT is not available in any way.
Is there anybody we can call?
Can we take a 5-minute recess?
Yeah. We'll go ahead and take a 5-minute recess just to see if we can contact.
They don't have.
Our IT department thinks it might be an issue with their website provider, so we're going to try to, we've got somebody working on that to see if we can get some customer service ASAP as well.
Somebody's comment. It would be funny because that's what caused the tech breakdown last week.
That's true.
The kids are flipping out like Disney Plus is broken. Like, you'll be okay.
Yep.
Go outside and fall in the mud.
Ready for some bucket.
No, it was really them, but like I didn't know. Like, no, no, I was like, well, I forget the bill again or what?
The link has been added to the calendar section of the website, so if anybody, again, is watching on YouTube or other means, if there's word of mouth, it is available on the website, excuse me, on the calendar that's on the website, and working to submit a ticket to our website provider as well.
How do you find the calendar?
Yeah, I'm a little
I don't
torn with
even know
that
how to
since
find the calendar.
we purposely removed the agenda from the calendar previously, so I'm not sure that folks would know
Yeah, the
to
calendar
go
is
to the calendar now.
on the bottom of the website, correct?
Yeah, but before we removed the link to the agenda from there, so folks are trying to use the single door that we wanted people to step through.
I just got it open so they can't get in.
Ethan?
Can I make a recommendation that we reschedule a meeting for November 10th?
I will be out of town November 10th.
Any
Is-
plans to do it later this week?
As long as it's appropriately warned,
There's a forum.
and there's a quorum, I'm good with that suggestion.
If we're just throwing ideas out, I could do the 10th. So you got two. I do agree with what you're going with, Chairwoman, that we need to have this appropriately warned and everything else like that. And if this is the way people would go to the meeting, it doesn't feel right to me that we should continue forward.
Same, and
I'm glad to sit here for whatever amount of time to get it fixed, but again, a lot of times with these type of things, it takes a long time, more like hours than minutes to fix something like this.
well, and if folks have been trying for the last 23 minutes to get in, they've probably given up by now.
That's what I saw some comments coming across.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's accurate.
There's also comments about somebody that wanted to be publicly heard, and they had to leave, bring their daughter to basketball practice. So we've already delayed the process of our agenda.
Could we move this to later in the week?
We'd have to check calendars and availability.
Thursday's the DRV, and then we need 48 hours, so Tuesday and Wednesday are out.
Could try calling it a special meeting and doing it on Wednesday, but Thursday's not available.
It's not available.
Would folks
Right.
be okay Wednesday evening with a special meeting due to unforeseen circumstances?
Wednesday's tight for me, but I can try to rearrange. What about a Friday? Is that
Could do Friday. I'm not sure if we would. Well, people would have time to plan accordingly.
I'm a little uncomfortable about trying to squeeze it in the same week. I feel like a lot of people would have a hard time catching that.
And then if we go to next Wednesday, we have a meeting on the 17th. Already scheduled.
I can do next Wednesday?
I mean, here's a thought here, but we could just keep the 17th meeting and combine.
Is that a possibility? Do we have anything
On the 17th,
on the 17th already?
I just
Yeah.
prefer it stays a Monday. That way it's not unordinary unless it's going to be plastered everywhere.
I think it'd be a busy meeting, but I don't think there's anything critical time-wise.
Well, and I'm also actually thinking about it. I would be able to join remotely
On the 10th?
on the 10th, if that works for folks.
Is there precedent as to when we've had to reschedule anything like that for weather or for something like that? Andy?
Not in
Not that
my
I can think
memory.
of,
That's why I'm
no.
looking at Andy. 'cause-
I don't remember.
Irene? Okay, I'm just looking at the veterans in the room.
always have hybrid, you know, that
wasn't Fair.
always a good
Oh.
Yeah, wasn't a thing.
Is,
I've experienced this before, so. Different work, different
Um,
committee.
are members of the board okay for the 10th?
I am.
Are staff okay for the 10th?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. I'm not sure what the process is here. I think it would hold, do you want us to wait? Well,
If you give me 1 minute.
no, we're still at
7 o'clock.
20, yeah, we're still almost a half an hour after time. We'll wait till Greg comes back.
Yeah.
I just.
It's unfortunate, but I think it's the right thing to do.
We hold our committees.
Exactly, exactly. No,
I-
don't apologize. Don't apologize.
No, I just, everyone that is here.
I know, I feel bad for everybody that's here in the room and online, but
Should we get
there would probably be a lot more people online.
Yeah, for sure.
So Tracy,
for-
does
Yeah, so Greg just stepped out of the room. He was getting a phone call. We're gonna wait until he gets back and then resume a discussion. 48 hours. Sorry, we normally don't take comments in the chat, but I saw it pop up on the television. Warning for a normal meeting, it has to be warned at least 48 hours in advance.
Special is 24.
I just went to the website and was able to download the PDF for the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Okay, and I think that's what we're struggling with is we're almost a half an hour late, so if folks have been trying to join, like they've likely given up and we've missed out on input from folks because we were having technical issues.
So will the comments that people were making earlier in the beginning of the meeting for the public to be heard, will those still be a recorded element that will be on the website?
Was called to order, so I believe that this would
be minutes, yeah.
still be, have minutes and have an official record.
Okay.
So Greg, I think at this point, it would be appropriate to entertain a motion to adjourn or recess until the 10th.
I think you have to adjourn.
Yeah, why don't you adjourn and
Okay.
we will reschedule a special meeting for November 10th.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn and schedule a special meeting on Monday, November 10th.
So moved.
Thanks, Ethan. Is there a second? Thank you, Shannon. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 5-0. We're adjourned. And folks, I am very, very sorry for this. We will hold this meeting on November 10th.